Now that the college all-star games and the NFL combine have come and gone, I thought it'd be fun to start looking into some players to keep an eye on from the FCS level. I love the stories about the FCS, Division II, NAIA, and Division III players making it to the NFL, and in this video I go over 3 FCS players that could be future NFL superstars. But before we get into this, if you like college football, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like on the video. Troy Andersen has seen his draft stock skyrocket since he played his last collegiate game. He impressed at the Senior Bowl and ran a 4.42 40 at the NFL Combine. Daniel Jeremiah spoke on Andersen during the NFL Combine broadcast, saying he's going to be a day one starter at linebacker. In the fall, he was outstanding. Went to the Senior Bowl, was one of the better players down there. Then he comes out here and runs a 4.4. He's eliminating any kind of questions you could have about his ability to come in and make an impact right now. Andersen is from Dillon, Montana, and attended Beaverhead County High School, where he played quarterback. He helped lead Beaverhead to the Class A title game as a junior and senior, winning the 2016 championship. Was named an All-State quarterback, throwing for 1,403 yards and rushing for 877 yards and accounting for 30 touchdowns as a senior. On the defensive side of the ball, he racked up 71 tackles with 3 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries at safety. Andersen was such an under-the-radar prospect, I couldn't even find a 24/7 sports profile for him. He decided to attend Montana State, arriving as an athlete and finished his freshman season being named 2017 Big Sky Freshman of the Year. He was the first true freshman to start his first game at running back since the 90s, finishing with 515 yards on the ground. Going into the 2018 season, he moved from running back to quarterback and was named to the All-Big Sky first team. He threw for 717 yards and 2 touchdowns, while also rushing for over 100 yards in 9 games and setting a school record rushing for 21 touchdowns on the ground. He also played part of the season with a broken hand. He earned all those accolades on offense while also playing on the defensive side of the ball as well. During the 2019 season, he moved to the outside linebacker position, where he finished first team All-Big Sky once again. In 10 games, he racked up 62 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, and 6.5 sacks, while also lining up at quarterback, running back, and fullback on offense. Unfortunately, due to the events of 2020, Montana State was unable to play any games starting the 2020 season, but Andersen still served as a captain. During the 2021 season, Andersen moved to the inside linebacker position, where he continued to impress, being named National Defensive Player of the Year at the FCS level. He finished with 147 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, a fumble recovery, and 2 interceptions, leading Montana State to the FCS championship game for the first time in almost 40 years. Many view him as the greatest Montana State football player ever, as he finished his career 9th in Montana State history, rushing for 2,260 yards, 2nd in rushing touchdowns with 33, 6th in 100-yard rushing games with 11. He had a stellar performance during the Senior Bowl, earning all-national team honors as the top linebacker prospect from Draft Bible. USA Today wrote after the Senior Bowl, he boosted his stock beyond being merely a stellar college player by showcasing solid coverage ability and was one of the event's most productive players throughout the week of practice under NFL coaches. He is known for his mix of violence, range, and football IQ, being able to dissect plays before they even get started. According to Draft Network, he's an outstanding blitzer off the edge and through the A and B gap as a Mike linebacker in Montana State's 4-2-5 alignment. His profile at the NFL level ideally could see him slot on the outside due to his innate ability to consistently fire downhill and win in the open field in the run when faced with one-on-one situations against quicker ball carriers. The biggest knock on Andersen is his inexperience when it comes to playing inside linebacker, but that means he is an extremely athletic raw talent who, if he ends up in the right system, could be a future NFL superstar. As of now, he's projected to be a day 2 pick, who could go in the 2nd round. I'm excited to see Troy Andersen play in the NFL, and I think he is a name to know when it comes to this year's draft. Trevor Penning is viewed as one of the best tackles in this year's draft class, coming out of Northern Iowa. Although he has been wrapped up in some drama, which I will talk about a little later, he could be a top 10 pick in this year's draft. Penning is originally from Clear Lake, Iowa, and attended Newman Catholic High School, helping his team go 6-3 his senior year and being named first team All-District. During his junior year of high school, he weighed in at 210 pounds and added 40 pounds his senior year, but still went under-recruited. In college, he grew an extra 2 inches and added 80 pounds. He was an unranked recruit coming out of high school and chose to attend Northern Iowa, where he would redshirt his freshman year. He saw action in 4 games in 2018 and made his first start the following year at right guard in all 15 games of the season. During the spring season, he played right guard and both tackle positions. He went into the 2021 season as one of the highest rated offensive tackles at the FCS level. It would not disappoint being named a finalist for the Walter Payton Award and earning numerous accolades. According to Northern Iowa's website, he was the first player invited to the Senior Bowl. During the Senior Bowl, he would routinely get into scraps with defenders after putting them on the ground, a reputation that sits well with evaluators, which led to Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett to call him out. Penning explained, "Off the field, I'm just trying to be a nice guy, no reason to be angry. On the field, I think it's a switch you gotta have to play football, especially on the offensive line. Just playing very nasty is just how I believe the O-line is meant to be played. You want the guy across from you to hate going against you. You want to see the fear in their eyes." He was described as a mean SOB by some scouts after describing his play style as physical, nasty, and prick. Coming from a small school, guys need to separate themselves, and that is what Penning has done throughout the draft process. During the NFL Combine, he ran a 4.91 40 and earned the title of an athletic freak. He stood at 6'7" and weighed in at 330 pounds at the NFL Combine. The last thing I want to mention is Penning's pregame tradition, which is watching horror movies before games. This started back during Halloween of 2019 when his team had a 5-hour drive to the game. He had never seen the movie Saw, so he decided to watch it. He then decided to watch Saw 2, Saw 3, and so forth, and a tradition was born. Sports Illustrated scouting report states is an extremely powerful, experienced offensive tackle for Northern Iowa. He was put on the map last year playing alongside former third-round pick Spencer Brown. He is known for his size, length, and raw power as a blocker. He shows unreal flexibility for a guy his stature. In pass protection, he possesses the required first step and length to deal with pass rushers around the edge. He must work on playing with a more consistent play-to-play platform to improve balance and anchorability. As a run blocker, he has a never-ending motor that can drive defenders up and out of his gap assignments. They project him to go within the top 15 picks of the NFL draft. The last player I want to talk about is an under-the-radar quarterback prospect. Aqeel Glass is out of Alabama A&M. Glass has a prototypical frame measuring to be 6'5" and weighing 215 pounds. Glass is from St. Louis, Missouri, and attended Lutheran North High School, where he played for Carl Reed, who now works for 24/7 Sports and is a guy I recommend following. Glass was a 2-star recruit with offers from Alabama A&M, FIU, and Missouri State, choosing to commit to the Bulldogs. He saw some playing time as a freshman and threw for 2,421 yards with 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions as a sophomore. He followed that up with 2 3,600-yard seasons and a 1,355-yard, 16-touchdown, 4 interception spring season between those fall seasons. He was a 2-time Deacon Jones Trophy Award winner, which goes to the Black College Football Player of the Year. He finished his Alabama A&M career throwing for 12,136 yards, 110 touchdowns, and 41 interceptions. He's one of the higher touted quarterbacks from the FCS level. Check out my video on EJ Perry in the description below, and impressed during the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl, completing 9 of his 11 passes for 141 yards and 1 touchdown. Who unfortunately was not invited to the NFL Combine, will need to impress during his pro day if he hopes to get drafted. Glass is a player I have been following for a while now, and is someone I have wanted to do a video on for a while. If he ends up in the right situation, he could be a future star, whether that's a day 3 pick or an undrafted free agent. I hope he gets an opportunity, and I can't wait to see what he does next. But what do you think? Which FCS player are you most excited to see at the next level? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider checking out my video on EJ Perry's backstory right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more football content. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.